Hey, stop joking around. Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift? The elevator had a security camera on the 51st floor was being watched by Miss Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
Objection!
At the circus, we all often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here. What? Hey you, Lotta, was it? I'd like to ask you something. You saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time? Without any breaks? Well, I reckon, of course, there ain't no mistakes in my testimony.
Objection!
Really now? But did the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint? I didn't mention it before, but I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted? Well, something like that. Something did happen. Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It is likely the sound of Kay falling onto the storeroom floor. What's your point? Nobody's perfect. Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on.
Objection!
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the roof.
Objection!
In that case, I have a theory on how things happened. After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, he went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom. What? So, what if he was hiding?
Objection!
Good grief, you guys still haven't noticed? What if the body double stayed hidden until Lotta had faded? And then he went down to the 51st floor. That can't be! Precisely. The locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked. Oh! Oh! Even said it in my voice. Oh, but wait, there's more! I told the head body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice. He got himself killed instead. In other words, the one who murdered the body double was none other than John!
Objection!
John had no motive to kill the body double.
Objection!
He knew! He knew he was the real president's son! How would he have known that? Because I told him so in a letter. What did you say? That is a lie. Yep, it's a lie! Huh? But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John? It's true that I caused Mozilla's head to fall. But I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying. Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the buck. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall, and the body double was crushed to death, that settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations! All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place. As Mr. Edgeworth would say, the logic feats. Now then, any rebuttals? Yeah, this motherfucker knows how to shine. He knows how to fucking shine. And we're all haters hating. Manipulating humans into fighting with each other. Sounds just like me, right? I do the same thing nightly in Balze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my boat. Double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall? Do you understand now who the body double's real killer is? The truth that I provided them gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth they're so fond of. Impossible. Hey, you detectives over there. Hurry up and arrest this murderer! What's wrong? Why aren't you moving? Damn! I thought so. Just a minute. In the end, aren't you all the same as Bullseye and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. How easily it can be distorted to best suit your needs. This lie you all believe in. That is by no means true.
Objection.
You're not gonna arrest anyone. Maybe I should have to talk with the police outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take the action.
Objection.
Simon Keys, your testimony isn't over yet. Really? I figured you tried to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win. Right? But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk. That much! It's only natural. After all, the fate of the true culprit John Marsh is at stake here. Hey, Miles. Why don't you just take a nice deep breath? Mr. Shields. At times like this, you should take a breath and think back. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile on the face of danger. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. How's about, for example, think of it like this. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather, if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that? Turn my thinking around. Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help? Circumstances that would allow the body double to get on the balloon. That's right. The body double not only had a large build, but he also had a gun. And in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system. Which means... it can't be. Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this. This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow. It's a rebut! The murder of the double.
Hold it.
So you manipulate the body double and John to your will. You seem rather persistent about that, aren't you? Very much so. I'm an animal tamer after all. And isn't the greatest animal in the world a man? You've got a point. I just tell people the truth in order to help them get revenge. They should all be thanking me! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm kinda scared. Kill yourself, okay? Why do you sow seeds of revenge as a gist? This is an opponent we must stop at all costs. This is the best, you're scary, it's just so scary. You've never seen a retribution coming. Same thing with Knightley and Belzer. Down. So you still intend to insist that you were not directly involved? To the very end. Right? I never dirtied my own hands. I just like to watch. So... I want to take a screenshot of this, but it is very much spoilers. As they hate and kill each other, never realizing that they were being manipulated all along. Spectating from afar. It's like you did 12 years ago. You mean the SS5 incident? That's so funny. If I remember correctly, well, your father's hard work amounted to nothing. You normally call someone like that incompetent? Rule! You! Agent Lang, restrain yourself. Damn it! We don't know the conclusion your father arrived at. However, we are here now because we chased after his footsteps. Sorry to interrupt your little moment. But I don't believe that kind of idealism will solve anything. Besides, there's no way the bottom could have gotten a ride. There is, though. That's the only way the double could have gotten off the tower. Well, let's suppose that was the case. Even if I had carried the body double down, what's the problem with that?
Objection!
So you admit it. You did carry the body double.
Objection!
Let's not make a fuss over absurd opinions, Mr. Edgeworth. That's just not like you. You think the body double will help me to complete this? You want a sightseeing choice, right? There's no way that could have happened. And you know that full well, don't you?
Objection!
It's possible you negotiated with him by using the information about John as a bribe.
Objection!
But he shot at me, remember? There's just no way we could negotiate. In that case, what if we used sleeping drugs and transported him when he was knocked out?
Objection!
Then allow me to ask, have you detected any traces of sleeping drugs from his body? Ugh, it's too no good. I can't find any openings. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there something more interesting we should be talking about? Was crushed by the monster's head. Bom, bom, bom. Allow me to pose a question. Was the double really crushed beneath the monster's head?
Objection!
For a genius prosecutor, you sure are quick to withdraw your previous statements. Weren't you the one who deduced that he was crushed by the monster's head to begin with?
Objection!
Indeed. Certainly came to the conclusion once before. However, that was when we knew of nothing else that was capable of crushing him to death.
Objection!
Knew? Why the past tense? Not like there's anything else now, you know. The body double was crushed to death by the monster's head. This is an unshakable fact. Is there nothing else? Some decisive evidence that connects this man to the crushed president? How unsightly, Mr. Edgeworth! Why don't you stop this useless struggle? Besides, don't you already know who the culprit is? Remember...
Hold it!
Certainly the one who caused the monster's head to fall was John. However, even John himself admits to that. Well then, doesn't that settle everything? Good job, guys! Case closed. The one who killed the double was John Marsh, since the police just happened to be here.
Objection!
No, not yet. There's still room for further investigation. Don't force yourself. Well then tell me, what else is there to investigate? But if you can't, I want that kid arrested as soon as possible. You aren't going to overlook a crime, are you? Am I wrong? Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do? Is there really no hope left? Think. If Mr. Keyes killed the double, then the murder could only have occurred when the two met face to face. What he had with him at the time must be the real murder weapon. Darn it, does he intend to play innocent until the very end? Body Double's cause of death was rather unique. He was crushed under the monster's head. Then the killer would be John after all. Isn't there anything else that could have crushed the double? Something else that could have crushed the Body Double. There's no way the bottom. Yeah, no way he could. He was not. He was crushed by this, right? Is there anything that would indicate that it is? Why does it have like extra thing on here? Like, look, there's extra thing here. There's blood splatter here. Was fired by the Body Double was recorded on tape. This is where the bullet hits its mark. Why is there blood here? Specifically. And this is an iron, like, case thing. Not to expose the truth. I even got kidnapped in order to steal this evidence. Leaving aside whether or not I would call it stealing. Of course, that was my intention all along, but I absolutely would not let him escape. So there is that. You definitely could, like, from a certain height, you would effectively just stop it and then just right there. So with that indication and the way that they're telling me to, like, re-examine the evidence, it has to be this, right?
Objection!
John was not the one who killed the Body Double. He was crushed by a monster. Haha! Quick clouded all around! This isn't like you at all. Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster. The one who understands the heart of a monster is you. Not even I have monsters for friends, you know.
Objection!
Stop being so modest. And you have one very important friend. A monster you control at will. Simon Keyes, you're the one who killed the Body Double. That's... Lion Balloon. A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, wouldn't you agree? Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the Body Double. Probably because it's an important fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The Body Double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in. I see. Although it floats in the air, the balloon still weighs several hundred pounds. When the double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the Body Double wanted to get on, or it was, or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters. Because what you carried in your balloon was the Body Double's corpse.
Objection!
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death. What did you say? That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Oh, Last night? That's right! The very night that Moozilla's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on! How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever. You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad. Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself? Was my logic wrong? Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Balze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic. All the time of death matched up, and my logic would fit. Perhaps it's something to throw off the time of death. And what's more, Dan Gustavia, was it? Even took him down, the culprit of this IS-7 incident. Dan Gustavia, an IS-7 incident. Gustavia killed Dova and hid his body in a block of ice. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the teapotty, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected. Oh, that is correct. It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction. How do you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon? I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Rowan keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets? I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. And if we share the same blood, then that is not my father.
Objection!
I hate to say it, but like father, like son, you're a spitting image of him, Simon. Mr. Edgeworth just does a fucking dick with this. No, that he's not his father. They both disown each other, Edgeworth. How do you not understand that dynamic? Like, fucking hell. Giving birth to someone isn't enough to be a father or a mother. Or parent, really. At most, you are a relative. And even then. The father you hated so much. What are you talking about? It must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did. To throw out the victim's time of death. We rescued him from the refrigerator warehouse near the, harbor, pal. Refrigerated warehouse? You're saying that I threw off the time of death? How would I have done that? The answer lies in where you hit the body double's body. Why would you say it that way? This was the place you used to hide the body. The Sunshine Warehouse, right? Because it's not the Coliseum and it's not the Waste Center.
Take that!
Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body along with John's kidnapping. Seems that everything is coming together. Kidnapping? Why are you going back to that? I don't know a thing about it. Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right. You kept the body double's corpse in the very same warehouse. 18 years ago, your father hid a body in that same way. What? My father, the one who abandoned me, did the same thing? Who would have guessed? that both father and son would use the same method.
Objection!
Stop it! Don't lump me in with that guy! My father, I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us.
Objection!
You may think so, but even now, your bond with Mr. Gustavus still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think? You guys have no idea what you're saying. If you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? Particularly your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to light, just as his were. Just kidding! I don't know anything about that warehouse. Had nothing to do with that kidnapping after all.
Objection!
In order to threaten Judge Corney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
Objection!
How scary! Those who get involved of you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence for the instigation and for the kidnapping. None at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence? Just like Ballsing and the rest? I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me. You always say, I'll pursue the truth no matter what, right? Don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. And that's why my revenge was necessary. None of you can catch me! Not Patricia, not Ballsy, not even you! Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there anything we could do? Even though all my logic points to this man, I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice. Well, it's been a fun show, but it looks like it's time for the curtains to close. If you like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you, if you admit defeat! Who was that? Gumshoe! It's Gummy Boy! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth. Gummy? Where'd you go? I was just doing the job that I'm able to do, pal. Detective Gumshoe, your report, please. I did a quick investigation, sir. About the warehouse John was in. That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the Very Big Circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. So it's finally here, our trump card. Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys. There must be some mistake. Maybe it was something to do with the circus. I see. Indeed, we are not well informed of the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina? We were renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything. There's you! Yeah? Simon? So scary. I feel like Regina doesn't retain anything that's like around her. What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen onto you. The one in charge. That's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it? Ugh. However, us finding John confined in the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Your resident great thief and detective are both rather exemplary. What's wrong? I could even tell your face, paint, that you're looking pale. Not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence. Oh, please do tell. Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon! You can't present it, can you? After all, there's no such evidence could possibly exist. The evidence? It exists. What did you say? Mr. Key's murder, the victim. Traces of the murder should still remain here.
Take that!
It should become clear once we examine the basket of this balloon. The balloon again? Didn't you already find a bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there. It'll be fine, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth, no matter what he's up against. That's right, pal. Of course, it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count. And Miles, I believe in you. And more importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well. Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof. The body double was killed by this balloon. Proof lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keys, it's time for you to atone for your crimes. I'll see with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled once and for all. Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person. This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. Where the traces that crushed. What traces were left on the balloon? Okay, so we present that.
Objection.
What? It was left on the balloon. It was specifically the blood is. Mr. Edgeworth, calm down and think it over. We're almost there, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's present timing with decisive evidence. They might not only be left on the balloon, so I'll just have to consider. Oh! Oh! What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim? It'd probably be this, right? The pollen. You would think blood would be enough, right? It should specifically be the pollen. Right here. It was found on top of the body, so it should be found on both ways.
Take that!
When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well. Lion lilies? The flowers from St. Fall that represent the bond between parent and child? That's your evidence? Surely you must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it? Language of flower stuff has nothing to do with this. Calm down, John. Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. Those bonds will surely protect you from that man, in the form of my final piece of evidence. What the heck are you talking about? Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come into contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen stuck in the basket of your balloon. No way, no way, no way, no way. You guys examined the biscuit just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then?
Objection!
Mr. Keys, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye. What? Emma. Yes! Would you perform one more scientific investigation for us? Leave it to me. The balloon's basket, right? Ah, a reaction! A crazy contraption. It's clear its reaction. It's clearly a blue pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower. What? I say this proves that the body double's death was caused directly by your own hand. No way. That can't be. You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower. Then you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse. Why, did he have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body? 2 nights ago, we knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower. Ah, Miss Crane's... Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans. I see. But even so, you couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either. Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower, once again, he saw the small fire John started, which caused the Muzilla's head to fall. Is that what the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John? You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior. For that reason, you carried the double's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. At the time, you figured the body double being lowered down by the rope was captured in John's video recording. Damn, it was all... You saw through it all? Damn it! Damn you! You manipulate animals, you manipulate people, and you manipulate cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end. Simon, the animals have gotten angry, even Monkey and Aztec. You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad. Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes! About time you went back to being a mere clown. A fitting end to your pitiful gestures act. Stay away! Get away from me! Stop it! Please stop it! Daddy, help me! I'm scared! I'm so scared! I don't know anything! I didn't do anything bad! They were the bad ones, weren't they? Lawrence, why? Why did you stop me? If you hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. That man, back then he saved me. The only one who helped me was Stoken, so I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Not you! Please! No!